What's up, guys? A lot of things to go over today on the 360 water-cooled build. Got a whole bunch of stuff done so far. Things I've had to do, like cut out the little notch in the back of the case here, which we can see goes along with the hole I've drilled out here. I'll still get the Dremel, clean it up, make it a little bit bigger. Same with this one on the top. Got the hole for the fan. This corner is a little bit different because I didn't want to get rid of where the screw goes in to hold the top of the case on. Also got the screws in for the fan and radiator. Just have them sitting in there now because this radiator, where is it, over here, is not M4 screws, they're actually M3, and I wanted to get ones long enough because the case here, I ran into this problem on the Xbox One S build when I did that. Got them a little bit longer so I could also have these little gaskets here just to make a little bit more of a sealed fit for the fan. Got two of them, one for each side. We've got the hole cut out here for the temperature display. That's pretty much everything cut out. Like I said, I just got to make these a little bit bigger. I'll show you what those are for in a second. Guess I'll go over the wiring a little bit. So like I said, used this power cable here, came with the Ghost case. It had the LEDs, which I cut off, and instead used the two wires that they had already spliced in there to connect positive and negative. You can see they go along here. I also have these LEDs spliced in there, and it goes to this 3-pin female connector, and then it goes into a splitter so that there's two of them, one for the pump, one for the fan. I have the Talus Moon fan, which has blue LEDs in it. I have I don't think this is Talus Moon. I think they call it the Twilight Flow clear fan tunnel. So it's got LEDs built into that, which I could have just done to the other clear fan tunnel that came with the case, but this one's nice. It comes with the 4-pin connector, and it came with all of these splitters and whatnot. Quite a lot of wires going on here, but all the aftermarket fans have the 4-pin connector, and then they have an adapter to make it 3-pin. This one is 3-pin, so I need that adapter. And what's nice is it's got the 4-pin to plug this into. And what's nice about that is I have the temperature display. That's actually the old one. The new one's over here, which every time I bought these, they've come with a 4-pin connector. This one came with a SATA cable, so I just had to cut those and splice it into this 4-pin, which I can plug in to where the fan goes because it's 5 volts, and because it's got it on both sides, I can then still plug this into the other side. So that's all of the wiring here. As you can see, I had to cut a little notch out on the side of the fan tunnel because of this splitter here. That's where the temperature sensor will plug into, coming out of the water block. Here is the pump, so it's going to sit here, and this one's going to be turned more to this side so that these can kind of snake around the fan tunnel. And this one here is what the hole in the top of the case, right over here, is for, and that's going to go over to the reservoir here. And then this one will go out the back, on the back of that one, and then go straight up into this part of the radiator, and then as you can see, this one's angled that way to go back into the reservoir. And also, as you can see, I got some pretty nice white fittings here. I think they're from Bits Power, and I had these cubes so that I can get a full 180 there without having to buy another one of these. Got more of those fittings on here, plus the plugs, one on that side, one on this side. I had the clear mounts for the reservoir. I thought it would look better with the black ones, kind of match the top of the case there. So that's basically where that will sit. Obviously the radiator here, and then I'll just tilt the system backwards a little bit so I can fill it up through here. Alright, and so I pretty much have everything I ordered in for this. Like I said, I've already had this pump, this radiator, the reservoir, the water block, so really all I had to buy was like some of these fittings here, the temperature display, some tubing. These are really cheap. Got some hose clamps. Now like I said, this lights up blue, this lights up green. I've got the red LEDs on the side. The fan that I have over here has all three colors going all the way around it. And this, can't remember the CFM on this fan, but it is really quiet and moves a lot of air, so it'll be pretty efficient. So like I said, I just gotta make those holes a little bit bigger, and then I can start the assembly process here. I have the coolant right here. It is an opaque white coolant, so you'll be able to obviously see it in here through the tubing. And then everything else is kind of RGB. The only other thing I'm waiting on is the new ring of light board. This is obviously the stock green one, so I can test it out. The one I have will be, RGB. Each player light is a different color. And then the center one is white, I believe. Then we've got the clear front. I had that other power button on there. I decided to put this one back on. Just put a couple dabs of super glue on each mounting point there, as you can see, so it'll hold it in place real nice. Last thing I had mentioned was the side vents that go on this side, and then obviously the hard drive. I went ahead and painted those all white, top, bottom, and then here is the hard drive. I actually kind of took the insides and actually this whole top piece from the old hard drive I had that was all painted green. It already had the window cut in here. It had blue LEDs already installed in there, so I just kind of masked off the window, painted it white, and as you can see, I have the Halo. This comes on the Halo Edition 360. It's like a kind of a copper bronze trim piece around there, which I also had the bezel for the DVD drive and the eject button. So I think it'll somewhat match the kind of copper and white theme we've got going on. And then for LEDs, obviously there's a little blue, little green, little red, all that stuff. So that is pretty much it for this video. It's pretty late, just got home from work. I'm going to be doing kind of the final assembly tomorrow, and then probably do the final video. There is these last fittings here, which I thought were actually plastic, but it turns out they're metal, which is pretty nice. They're really cheap. These are what I'm going to use to kind of go on the back here, and then that'll direct the tubing straight up into the radiator, as well as the one on top, which will send it back to the reservoir. And so I still got to just kind of cut the tubing, get all the wires more neat, and we'll have the final video tomorrow. One last thing here with the Slim. I haven't kind of left this one together. I've been using it recently while I finish up the other one. One thing I did get, I think last week, was a new hard drive case. So you can see it's clear blue instead of just a black case. You do have to crack those open because they're basically just glued together, and then this new one, you slide it in, snap it closed, and it came with two different ribbons here to pull on. One just says hard drive, and then I put the 250 on there because obviously it's a 250 gigabyte hard drive. But we'll look forward to this build once we're done with this other one, and then all these shelves will be pretty full of systems, and then I'll still have a spot for the other project that I've slowly been collecting parts for, and we will take a look at that one once we're done with the other two. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.